great to have you with us this morning. I'm just going to talk through the overview of the scholarship programme here at Exeter School, and then I'll pass over to our heads of different subjects. My name's Bethan Rose, and I'm one of the deputy heads here. So just to give you a brief overview of the process, we have scholarships available in art, drama, music and sport, represented by the heads of subject there. And we offer 3 different levels within our overall scholarship programme. So we have an excellence pathway for our younger pupils in the senior school, so that's years 7 and years 8. And then a scholarship development programme takes them through from year 9 to year 11, and then a scholarship award, which is at 6th form. And how we work this is that pupils apply for the level relevant for them, and then they will have the opportunity to reapply when they reach the end of that time. Okay, so that's how it works. In terms of the process, we have a transparent criteria. We've got all the information in the booklet that you should have on your seats. This information is also available on our website. We invite applicants for a scholarship interview day with us in their relevant subject. The sports ones are going to happen in November. The other subjects will take place in January, and that will involve activities linked to the subject area and an interview as well for your child. So everyone is invited to interview. With the junior school pupils, I don't know if we've got anyone here who's currently at the junior school, but we do that in an internal level. So on the interview days, parents don't need to get involved because we will go and collect them from the junior school and take them back. And obviously with references, we can do that internally. But if you're not currently with us, then obviously we've given you lots of notice on the interview day, so please make a note. So at the back here, we've got all our dates. The scholarship programme opens on Monday, so we're accepting applications from Monday, and then it closes on Friday the 14th of November. And then if you just make a note of the relevant interview date, that would be really helpful at this point. And just to remind you that obviously, as with all competitive processes, their spaces are limited. We don't give a scholarship to everyone who applies, but we try to make the process as transparent and as fair as it can possibly be. So in terms of why you should apply for a scholarship at Exeter School, we're really proud of our scholarship programme, and we think what we offer scholars is fantastic and really enhances their experience in the particular subject that they have gone for. We offer lots of opportunities for our pupils to collaborate with each other, to do workshops within the subject area. As they get older, we give them leadership opportunities to nurture the talent in younger pupils, and then we also place a lot of emphasis on celebrating the successes of our scholars as well. In return, we do have expectations of our scholars. Our scholars need to meet our behaviour requirements. They need to be role models for other pupils. I think maybe most importantly, they need to show a real commitment to the department in which they are a scholar, and follow through and do what they say they're going to do. So turn up to that match even when it's raining, turn up to a concert even though you might have something better to do. You know, we have got this expectation that pupils follow through and do what they say they're going to do at interview. And then obviously it goes without saying, but the scholarship has to be in conjunction with having received an offer for a place at the school. So you have to pass the entrance exam. You can't sort of bypass that with the scholarship. And just to make it clear, the scholarships don't carry with them a fee reduction. The bursary programme is a separate thing. So you're welcome to apply for bursaries as well, as it says in this booklet, but that is separate. Okay? So I'm going to hand over to Miss Brewer now, who's going to talk you through what an art scholarship entails here.
Thank you very much. Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks very much for coming today. So what does it take to be an art scholar? Well, really it's just about commitment and a real love for the subject and a willingness to try new things. So even if you are you love drawing and you love painting, it's really important that you try a different broad range of processes and techniques, and that you're just excited about the subject. Okay, so the excellence pathway, which Miss Rose spoke about earlier, there's 5 students that are on our excellence pathway this year, and basically the things that they're getting up to at the moment is we took them over to the Archive Centre, and they chose an artefact from our Archive Centre, and then they created, or they're currently creating, a piece of artwork in response to that, and then we're going to have an exhibition of that in our gallery. That's one thing that we're doing this year. We're also having a cardboard workshop from a sculptor called James Lake, who is local to the southwest. So this is an example of one of the shoes that was made by one of our art scholars. They also receive mentoring from our older pupils as well, which is a really, really good thing to do. In the Excellence Pathway, so this is the scholarship development programme. So there's 8 students that are currently in that. And we really ask them to do a lot of leadership and a lot of mentoring. Obviously, it's important that they choose the subject for GCSE. They do different things. So we have an architecture taught. So an architect came in and spoke to those scholars about career pathways and things like that. They also curate their very own exhibition in the gallery. So they have to get together, all 8 of them. They have to organise that. They have to market that, curate the exhibition, decide what's going where, and that's all down to them. And then I didn't put that up there, sorry. There we go. And then the art scholars, which is the 16 plus, so this is 6th form. What we offer them is a trip to London. They also have online courses which we pay for them, which is the Domestica courses. And there's also external mentoring for them from practicing professionals. So architects, for example, come in, and we also mentor those particular students to help them through their university courses and things like that. I think that's it. Oh, and we also have links with Plymouth University, so the game design, which we try and offer as much as possible within the department, but obviously it's quite a specialised area of study, and there's much more students that want to go into digital and game design. So we have links with Plymouth University, and those scholars will actually go over to the university and be taught by the university tutors about game design. Okay, I think that's me. Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Miss Bruff. I'm head of drama here at Exeter School. Welcome. The sort of structure of the drama scholarships is very similar to art, music and sport. We have 3 entry points, 11 plus, 13 plus and 16 plus. And really what we're trying to do is educate the pupils in a sort of a plethora of dramatic styles and techniques. I mean, I think when you go to a lot of schools, and I've taught in a number of schools, a lot of schools just go, yeah, we're going to do a musical, everyone's just going to do a musical, and it's brilliant, and it's a real crowd pleaser, everyone loves a musical, but actually it's a very narrow sort of outlook on drama. So we try and really expand and expose the pupils to many, many different forms of drama, and that's not just as performers. We're also looking for technicians as well. So if you are heavily interested in doing lighting, sound, set design, that's all part of drama. And so you're absolutely, the scholarship pathway is open to people who are interested in the technical aspects of drama as well. We have a really good reputation for drama here at Exeter School. The productions are of a really high value, and we're very lucky in that I myself came from working within the industry, and my colleague Mr. Hartnett also was professional. I went through Lambda Drama School, he went to Exeter University, which is the best university in the country for drama. So we offer that sort of mentorship to anyone who's looking to do drama beyond school. Like the other sort of subject areas, we're not looking for a really polished little stage school performer. Lots of people, they've been going to stage school since they were 2, and that's wonderful. But what we're looking for is raw talent. And we're very experienced at this. and within a couple of minutes, we tend to be able to tell whether someone's got something that is exciting to explore and develop. So this might be your child's first step into exploring a love of drama. You know, they may have never done anything before, but they've got something about them, and that's what we're looking for. Obviously, if you've got a whole load of experience, brilliant. But please, if you apply for the drama scholarship, don't feel like it's necessary to, in your sort of supporting evidence, to include 400 photos of the pantomime that they're in. You know, it's great to know that they're in the pantomime. Just let us know that. If they've got experience in television, film, or they've been going to a stage school, then please do tell us. But ultimately, we will assess them through a workshop and an interview and an audition piece. In the 11 plus sort of year group, we're really, you know, it's very hard to assess whether someone is going to go on and be brilliant at 11 years old. But we're looking at raw potential, bringing lots of people in, trying to encourage them, and then in that 11 plus pathway, we are going to assess whether we actually think that they have what it takes to go on into the scholarship program and the full scholarship in the future. What we're very busy. We have a Lambda tuition here, we have multiple school productions, we have National Youth Theatre auditions, we have external workshops. When they're younger, we give you, the Lambda program is heavily oversubscribed, but we give scholars priority on that, because obviously it's part of their development. And they get priority. We do lots of theatre trips. We try and take them to as much theatre as we can, because the more that you watch, the better that you will be. And the sixth form scholars mentor the lower scholarship program as well. And there's lots of drama clubs and stuff, and the scholars in the 11 plus will be encouraged to really take those sort of leading roles in a lot of the productions in the lower school. As you move up into the 13 plus, it starts to get a little bit more serious, but they start in the lower school, in 11 plus, they do a lower school play, as I already mentioned. In the middle school, they do house drama. So the scholars are starting to develop leadership skills. They're going to start running those house drama rehearsals and creating those. They have to take GCSE drama. It's a requirement. I don't see why a drama scholar wouldn't take GCSE drama. Obviously, the National Youth Theatre auditions won't open up for this year group as well, because you have to be 14 to do the National Youth Theatre. We also have things like with the lower school, we're just starting, there's one of our Lambda teachers is taking a production up to Edinburgh Festival. So for ages 11 to 14, pupils can apply for that and go up to Edinburgh, which is an amazing opportunity. I don't know if any of you have been, but it's the biggest arts festival in the world, and it's a fantastic opportunity to get on essentially a professional stage. Then as we go into 16 plus, where the full scholarship is awarded, they are taking obviously lead roles in the senior school productions. Our senior school productions, we do a 3-year rotation, so the productions are open to the top 3 years, upper 5th, lower 6th and upper 6th. So we do a straight play, a Shakespearean play and a musical. So that actually we're catering for all the different skill sets. We're not just getting the musical theatre lot every year belting out some songs. If you can't sing, there are 2 other productions that you can get involved in. And I think you're learning different skills. For a sixth form scholarship, you've got to do A-level. And the benefit of getting a full scholarship is, although there's not a financial remuneration, you do get free Lambda tuition, which is quite significant. And all of our drama scholars go on to achieve distinctions at grade 8 in Lambda, which carry UCAS points, and that's very impressive. Lots of theatre trips and workshops. We have people come in from the university and from the industry to talk to people, to talk to our scholars about those next steps into the real world. And what, you know, I remember when I came out of school, I wanted to become an actor. I had no idea of how to go about it. And really having someone who's gone through, you know, a top drama school, a top university, we can guide people into that. We also help organise lots of work experience, going and working on film sets. We had someone go and work on the Wicked film set last year, and things like that. The National Youth Theatre stuff, again, we have great success. We've got over 20 pupils in the school in the National Youth Theatre, and that's all come in the last 3 years. And so we've been running it for a while, but certainly we're having great success at the moment. If you have any questions, you'll find me in the drama studio, which is just across there. You'll probably hear us. We're rehearsing for some Grease songs. So do come and ask. I'm happy to answer any questions. But other than that, I think I'm done. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Peter Tamlin, Director of Music, and I'm on a bit of a carousel here. You're hearing the same kind of thing, so I'm going to try not to repeat too much that you've already heard. It's pretty much the same. There's consistency across the 4 scholarship areas. The nice thing is that we've had the music scholarships running for, it seems like ever, and having the other 3 subjects having their scholarships over the last 5 years has been a terrific boost to the school that we now can offer it in all these different places. So I've inherited a department years ago, and it was running very smoothly with lots of scholars. We have all of our musicians, but our scholars in particular, come into a department where we've got 30 odd ensembles running. That's about 7 a day. We've got 500 music lessons taking part during the week. We have about 1,000 people coming into the department every week doing musical things. So it's a really busy and exciting area, and some people are a little blown away by it when they come from other schools. But it's great, it's managed and it's manageable. It's like an extra house as well for the kids. They all work vertically with each other, and it's just a nice place to be. So we offer the scholars the opportunity to come in and take part in that great little hub of the school. But we're also adding on the leadership that you've already heard about, the leadership opportunities. These are the transferable skills that our scholars in all the subjects take away with them when they leave school and they go off to university or other places. So that's one of our key things that we do. Let's have a look at some of the detail. Oh, there it is. Again, we've got an 11 plus, and a 13 plus, and a 16 plus intake. We start off with not too much going on, but we are spending a little bit of the scholarship budget on some of these extra classes that we provide for the scholars, just to give them that boost, that addition to what they already know. Again, if I can just explain what the other staff will have mentioned, we're not really looking for honed and finely tuned individuals coming in at the age of 11 or the age of 13. We're not necessarily looking for people who are already great musicians. We are looking for potential, people that are interested, keen and excited about the subject and are looking to then develop what they're doing. So if you have a child who you think, oh well, they're not already playing at grade whatever at a certain age, we're not really bothered by that. We're looking at where they're going rather than where they're at. Although it's very nice if they already are grade 8 at the age of 11. It's lovely. It's a real accolade. And my goodness, that's a lot of hard work to do that. Well done if you are. So there we go. I'm not going to read it to you. You can see what we've got here. And as we move on, there's a little bit more at the age of 13. The ESMOP, let me explain. We couldn't think of a better word. If you come up with one, it's good. This is the Exeter School Music Partnership. So we children from the school with a teacher go out and do music in local junior schools. And this year, in fact, we're going as far as Duchy School, which is right up in Columpton, I believe. So we're taking some of our children out to go and be sort of prototype teachers in a way. And they're going to learn how to interact with younger children and do things. It's terrific. The older kids look down on the primary, not look down, it's a terrible word. The older kids are taller and see the primary school children and they think, they're just lovely, because little kids are great. And the little kids look up at all these sixth formers coming in, the year 11 kids go, oh, they're so cool. And it's a lovely blend. We have a number of school teachers now working in the profession who are the product of our really poorly named ESMUP programme. Exeter School Music Partnerships. Couldn't think of a better one. We'll come up with one day. And then we move into 16 plus and we're looking at, this is the kind of thing we're on. So again, these are classes that we lay on, like the performance workshop, the oral musicianship psychology and theory. These are classes that we lay on extra just to keep propping our scholars with their learning. And of course, involved in that magic department that we have running up there. If you've not seen white building at the top of the slope here, do come and have a look around at the music department, because there's always lots going on. You'll see some of our scholars around today playing, busking, and some of them are up there rehearsing, doing a little recital of things. Come and have a listen. Any questions, again, it's worth coming to talk to me. The list of all the things that we're doing this year is in this little calendar. There are some at the back, there are plenty in the music department. You should pick one up. Even if you're not involved in music, you should just see the kind of extraordinary things the children in this school do, because it's all listed there. It gives you a really good indication of the magic that goes on in the school. Okay, that's me done. Sport.
Good morning, everyone. Alphabetically, I've got the final shift, and following Pete is never easy, so I will do my very best. I'm going to start with this slide and put into context how busy our pupils are at Exeter School. So we have got our PE programme, we've got our games programme, and then the main thing I'm going to talk about today is the co-curricular sport and the amount of opportunities that are on offer. But the reason I'm going to start with this is because lots of our pupils will do all 4 elements of this co-curricular. Only this week, myself and Pete have been working with a young lady in Year 11 who is an elite netballer, who is struggling to find time to fill in all the gaps of music, GCSE, her studies, and part of what we do here is make sure that all of those opportunities are accessible for our pupils, regardless of your specialism. So we're an incredibly busy school. Lots of the things I'm going to talk about transcend across all of the subjects and all of the scholarships. In the first instance, this first stage is a really important one for sport. Part of the reason for that, so when you walk out on the pitches in a minute and have a look at the rugby's going on, is maturation rates are so different at the age of 11 and 12 that if we picked the pupils that are the best when they're 11, they're often not the best by the time they're 14, because sometimes they're about a foot taller and an awful lot stronger. So we are looking for that potential. We're looking for the ability to move, to listen and learn, but also we're looking at the ability to be determined and work hard and commit to training. Okay. A couple of things I've written there, some of the talks they get when they're in 11 plus, both internally and externally. We're going to do a couple on the aspiring athlete and the habits and behaviours of high performers. There's also physiotherapy support. So some of these pupils are incredibly busy both in and outside of school. Jake, our physio, will do a clinic once a week. He works with a lot of the senior scholars in particular, but the physio appointments are available for our sports scholars first and foremost. It's a sort of triage service, but sometimes it means you don't have to travel off-site to get a second opinion on whether they can train that week. Mentoring is as a group. We've currently got 8 in Year 7 that have come to us. I'm often asked the question, how many do you give? And what kind of backgrounds have they come from? Really interestingly this year, 4 are from our own junior school, who we know well, and they've been on our journey for 3 or 4 years. The other 4 this year are coming from primary schools, and most of their sport have been played outside of school. So we've got a really nice balance. Sometimes it's a bit of a disadvantage for those at a primary school. They haven't had the exposure to the core sports that we play. There is an expectation as a sports scholar that you are going to get into our teams. It's always a bit of a difficult one when they arrive and they don't even get into the A team. So we are looking really for that potential in our chosen sports of rugby, cricket, netball and hockey. But of course we've got some fantastic swimmers, we've got some fantastic footballers, and those transferable skills are very easily transferred in the sports that we play. By the time they get to 13 plus, the vast majority of our scholars at sport are representing outside of school. And when I say that, I mean in academies, in county teams, in elite squads for swimming. It's not compulsory. Some haven't been picked up, some haven't been spotted, and some of the selection I disagree with. But there is a general correlation between what they're doing in and out of school. And part of our job is to make sure they're not drowning in the amount of sport that they're playing. So we do some work on managing programs. How are they going to fit their homework in where they're travelling to 3 or 4 netball sessions a week or 3 or 4 rugby sessions a week? We begin to add some additional coaching at this level, so some clinics, some one-to-one cricket if they're cricketers during the winter. And we're trying to run that across all of our sports. We have an annual scholars trip, which is to be confirmed and arranged, and we're going to have a media day this year. Lots of our sportsmen and women will be on social media in future years. We're going to do some public speaking and some media training with them as well. Good example as they move from 13 plus to 16 plus. So by the time they are 16 plus and on our full scholarships, they are beginning to look at a pathway into sport. It might be playing professional sport, It might be looking to do some sports science courses when they leave and go to the top sort of Bucks universities to play sport as well. 3 or 4 good examples over the last 12 months. Ollie Batson was one of our elite players, and he's moved on to play for Exeter Chiefs. Nell Smith was playing Team Bath netball. She's gone off to the University of Bath to study a fantastic course, and she's going to hope to continue that journey as well. And my current year 11s going into the 6th form next year. One is Team Bath and having to travel to Taunton and Bath 3 times a week. One is an academy cricketer who has had to look at his timetable, and he's having to get on the train to Taunton 3 times a week as well. So some of the things we look at is how can we adapt their daily, weekly programmes to cope with the demands outside of school. So that trajectory and that journey, all of them started with us in year 7. So that journey has been with us all the way through. University Sports Science visit, we go across to the University of Exeter and do some sports science testing, and this is when we begin to get some guest speakers in who know a lot more than we do about the world outside of school sport, and try and prepare them like the other subjects to ensure they're ready for their next step in their journey. Again, like the other speakers, we are over in the sports department if you'd like to ask any more questions. We've got lots going on today. If you want to hang around this afternoon, the seniors are also playing against Blundell's at first team level, so you would see the end product of our 17, 18-year-olds involved. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'm going to hand back to Miss Rose.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. I'm aware that we are about to overrun, so please could I just point you in the direction of, in this booklet, the frequently asked questions should be really, really helpful. But of course, if you have any other questions, then don't hesitate to get in touch with us.